Hello. Today we're going to go over organizational change implementation for staff employees. This is based upon an article written in a book by Bert Spector called Making Matters Worse. Okay, as far as the agenda, we're going to discuss the programmatic concern. Then we're going to move on to the current state that needs to be changed. Next, we're going to discuss the gap and ideal state we need to get to. We're going to list some solutions. Then we're going to follow up with a conclusion. Then we're going to open it up to questions and answers, and then references. Okay, well, this is actually an employee that will be implementing change. So they have a choice, though. They can help the organization to implement the change, or they don't have to and let everything be the same. So as you can see, there's a street, and one actually has to make a change. And making the change, it has to actually have a vertical to it, meaning showing that's a change is a deviation, showing from how operations and processes were. And then after a while, it levels off and it goes in a parallel direction as the change as before the change took place. That's the unfreezing. That's actually the refreezing state of change implementation. So in here, you have change and you have everything being the same. Okay, so first we're discussing the programmatic concern. Springfield General Hospital has replaced manual prescription order entry with semi-automated computer technology as a process method to avoid medication mistakes. The concerns are Springfield suggests incorporating technology will assist in avoiding medical mistakes, like prescription errors, administering drugs with similar names, complication of medical drugs administered adverse effects, and reputation is diminishing due to company being labeled as undergoing medical mistakes. So these are things that we have to look at, or should I say, Springfield General Hospital has to look at, and the management has to actually look at and how they can correct or address these concerns. Springfield desires a new age technology with their computer physician order entry system as their response to remediate medication oversights. Their decision was upon evidence found which substantiates CPOE will reduce medical errors and cost. To discuss the current state, there has been a transition from manual order entry by way of transcription to a computerized physician order entry system. Errors were not reduced as the use of using the computer physician order entry system were eliminated. Adverse effects increased instead of decreased. The physician order entry system only produced adverse effects. This was by incorrect dosage information, discontinuation failures that were happening. Basically, there's situations where processes of different medications were being administered to patients, and because of that, basically some of those medications, if they're coupled onto each other and the patients are taking them, they can have adverse effects on the patients because some medications aren't to be coupled with other medications because they could produce adverse effects. So items like that was happening. Also, patient confusion, basically because it usually takes about 20 screens, sometimes there are multiple screens to open up in order entries just to see different fields that need to be changed or modified whenever a patient record, or should I say medication, has to be changed. Okay, right now we're going to discuss the gap and ideal state. So using CPOE, it fulfills the new age technology that's Springfield General Hospital was looking for. However, the following concerns need to be addressed. Medical mistakes to patient orders are still prevalent in the current state. Springfield General has not remediated the performance of their patient physician order entry program, meaning that it has not tweaked it such that it can eliminate the errors. The desired state is having an order entry program that eliminates or significantly reduces the physician to patient medication order entry error rate. So what kind of solutions can be offered to staff employees? Well, training is one. In addition, basically, staff employees can take an honest look at what the company might need from their business unit and suggest and provide a dialogue to their management and letting them know. In addition, they could also support each other. So by supporting each other, they can administer uh, pretty much change or help to implement it in their business unit during the unfreezing, moving, and freezing stages of change implementation. Management can also support employees while they are establishing dialogues with each other. Conclusion: Springfield can keep their new age technology CPOE approach, but will need to discover all flaws and use employees to verify all physician medication orders upon processing. Springfield can sustain their new age technology approach, but will need to discover all flaws and appropriately educate their employees to be sufficient and verifying and validating order entries. The employees in each department need to communicate with one another and with management while the three phases of change implementation are in motion. Now we're going to open it up to questions and answers. Thank you. Now, last one, we're looking at a number of credit cards in savings. The null hypothesis states there is no correlation between the number of credit cards and savings. And the alternative hypothesis states there is a relationship between the number of credit cards and savings. Correlation coefficient is negative 0.5. P-value is 0.50. As a result of the test, the null hypothesis is rejected, and there is a relationship between the number of credit cards and savings of a USD participant.